Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the King Leo Show. I'm your host, King Leo. How's everyone doing today? I see Audio Vibes is here. New look. What do you guys think? What do you think of the new look? How are we looking? It's pretty nice, right? I was very satisfied with it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the King Leo Show. I'm your some boomer tech there. Well, while we're at it, let me fix the title because there's an issue here. We misspelled my Hispanic brother's last name. We can't get that wrong. How's everyone doing? Welcome, Audio Vibes. I see you there. What do you guys think? It's a good look, right? It's a good look for the show. It's a good look. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's very cool. I mean, you guys let me know, but I'll take suggestions if there's anyone who has anything better while we wait for everyone to get in here. We have a statement from my producer as well in regards to the events that transpired last night. And thank you, Audio Vibes. I'm glad you like it. Well, yeah, it's a big upgrade. It is. This is my producer was working overtime to do this. He did not take kindly to the way he was treated. Let me pull up here now that I can read chats again. But just in case, let me have it open on my phone here so I can see it as I usually do, man. I have it on the side just so I can see. The fuck? It is hell. Oh, dude, and I have these buttons now. Everything is going to run a lot smoother around here now. Here we go. All right, I see us here. Perfect. Okay, so let me put this for all chats just in case. All right, all messages. There we go. Perfect. All right, everyone. I'm glad to announce the revamp of the show. I think it looks pretty nice, huh? It looks pretty cool. Look at that. We got I took the members, the contributors off of the credits, but I put you guys down here in the Chiron. Let me move myself down a little bit here. Let me unlock myself so that we can fill this space out here. What are we doing? Oh, hang on. Well, it doesn't matter. People are still getting here, right? I mean, we're still okay. Let me cut myself out of here. No, don't do that. Don't do that. We're not doing any of that stupid OBS stuff tonight. I know how to fix that. Do that here. It's in transform. Edit transform. And we're not. No bounds. I don't know why OBS does this, man. It does this stupid thing. But don't worry. We're good now. All right. Here we go. So let me close this out here a little bit. You guys can still see. Yeah, I can bring my arm in. Perfect. All right. There we go. Now that looks mighty fine. Huh? All right. So it's locked now. It looks good. I'm glad you like it, Audio Vibes. Let's get into the show. I know it's the day before Thanksgiving, but we have plenty of schizo stuff to watch. Before we do that, like, comment, and subscribe as usual. Please like, comment, subscribe. Liking and commenting and subscribing are all free. They only cost you time, and time is meaningless. Time is worth nothing. Not even your time or my time. All time, it's worth nothing. If it were worth anything, you know what they would do at the end of the year? They tally up all the time you didn't use, and they charge you for it, okay? Time is not nothing. It is nothing, okay? So chill out. Like, comment, and subscribe as usual. Consider becoming a member on YouTube, or like Ephra did, and like Robert did, and Audio Vibes did. That helps a lot. Even though it's not a huge amount of money, it helps a lot more than you know. I know you're like, why would I send you $2? Well, dude, it fucking helps because when my computer broke, I can tell you that Robert, Audio Vibes, who else is here? Schofield, Ephra, Haluche, they helped me get the computer to keep the show going. So it's worth doing. Here we have the plugs. We also have the Discord here, which is free to join. The link will be in the description. Let me make this big here, the plugs. Link will be in the description, okay, or in the comments. I forgot to put that in there. I might put that right now. We have the parody bracelets from Piers Morgan right here. Well, not from Piers Morgan, not associated or affiliated with him in any way. It's a parody bracelet, $10. We have 90 left at this point. We got into some interesting stuff. We got some interesting orders. This helps support the show a lot, man, because YouTube takes a big cut. And this is Patreon here. You can join us on Patreon for $5 or $20. $20 gets you access to the Discord show. Or you could join for free because you guys can see here, I have 2 members. They're both free. I don't really care. Audio Eye is one of them. The other guy, I don't know who he is. But it really does help out, guys. It really does. All right. So now that we have our plugs out of the way, I'm taken aback at how good it looks, right? It looks good. It's a good-looking show now. Like, it looks professional. So with that, let me test out my new buttons here. No more clicking to do our Schizo Watch intro. All right, perfect. And I just like that, dude, I'm becoming an expert. Let's go to Twitter because this country's going crazy, as I always say, dude. It's going. I feel really good about the new display, dude. I'm very happy with it. I'm going to read you the producer's letter. He's not happy with the audience. Let's watch here what the schizos are discovering at this point about the Trump-Zoran meeting. Let's see what they have to say.
All hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die.
How do you watch this, dude? Like, and people believe this. This reminds me a lot of if you were young in the 2000s, you remember the Illuminati conspiracy videos that they would put on YouTube. It was all crap. It's all garbage designed to make you go crazy. Who is watching this stuff? A lot of people, look at this. Let me read it to you. Let me make it big here so we can read it together. How about that? Let's do that. The truth is in his hands. You cannot make this up. Zoran Mamdani just met with President Trump and flashed what is rumored to be the newest one, Illuminati hand sign, right in front of the cameras, multiple angles, clear as day. But it gets darker. Look at the ring he's wearing. That's no ordinary ring. It's the same occult-looking pyramid, all-seeing eye ring his radical filmmaker father, Mira Nair, gave him years ago. Why would a supposed progressive NYC politician openly signal loyalty to the elite bloodline families while sitting across from Trump? Two possibilities: being recruited into the order, and this was his public initiation ritual. Or number two, they're sending Trump a message. We control both sides. The deal is already done. Either way, the mask is off. The same cabal that rigs elections, crashes the economy, and pushes the jab is now flashing their symbols in the Oval Office. Wake up, pray. Share this before the memory hole the footage. The Great Awakening is here. I mean, dude, can we lock this guy up? Can we lock him up in prison? This person should be in jail, dude. He should be in jail. Who thinks something this stupid? Who is this Matt Wallace fella, man? Like, this is so profoundly retarded. Like, this is...
Oh, I get it. You're retarded.
We are here at a crossroads of mental retardation. We have a problem in this country, dude. When people are saying that Zoran Mamdani is flashing the Illuminati, the new Illuminati hand signal. Now we're losing our... How are you doing, Afro? What do you think of the show? How are you doing? What do you think of the new look? Let's watch one more time to see what these schizos put together, because it's unbelievable to me how stupid people will fall for this shit, man. Like, these people that believe this stuff, dude, you're supposed to leave this behind in your childhood, this Illuminati crap. And now they're spreading it about a fucking hand signal and a ring in the Trump office, in the Trump administration's office by Zoran. And obviously, like anything retarded, it has to have stupid music. It's ominous because we put a sea shanty behind it. And it's TikTok audio. Ian Carroll has done more damage to the American psyche than fucking anyone else in history, dude. Anyone else, more than William Randolph Hearst.
All hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars.
It's too stupid. It's too stupid. So that's what's going on with the schizophrenics in our country, the people who may actually just be schizophrenics. Let's move on to number 2. We have new Kirkslop, as people are calling it now. Let's watch the new Kirkslop, what's going on with AI. Remember, you're paying more for water and electricity so that we can power AI to do things like this.
He built on the Bible, his family stood strong, with love in their hearts, where faith belongs. A husband, a father, courageous and kind, a beacon of light in a world gone blind. Charlie Kirk, a warrior of truth, faithful to God from his youth.
It's not done. It's not done. It's not done.
We'll stand for his love. Charlie Kirk, a warrior, will stand for.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
One more time.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
I'm sure that people are watching this unironically. People are coming close to tears watching Elon Musk sing Charlie Kirk slop. This is the end of the line, man. What bothers me is that we're paying for it. Like, this materially hurts you. All right, we don't believe in the material, but still, like, you still got to pay it, you know? Efra says, wonderful. Now when power is off, at least I can watch AI slop. Oh, no, that's not how it works. Power outages will be lots of... It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be like Venezuela. It's literally going to be rolling blackouts, rolling brownouts. But you'll have AI slop. Did they have that under Hugo Chavez? They did not. They did not. Okay. Did they have that under the mustache man? Did they, under the? Never. I'm not even gonna say it. Dude. We're not getting this banned. How you doing? 1 Cup 2 Bears 365. I haven't seen you here before. Wow, AI is amazing. Just play it again. We're not playing it again. I'm sorry. Glad to see you here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome to the channel. Iman says, this is a crime against humanity. King Leo should be arrested for showing this to us. Lock me up. Lock me up. When I show you hell, and you guys are here for it. You guys are like, yeah, show me more of this hell. We need more hell. Fuck, man. We're missing the one that we need here. But... like, we are hard men. We can put up with this, right? Even the ladies here, they're hard women. All right, let's continue. What else we got? We got this one. Here's a bit of a lighter note. He says, I always say I don't believe in anything, but I do believe in America. And this account here says everyone wants to be American, even people who invented the chant death to America. Let's watch some Persians and what they're doing, because this country is never going down, dude. Whether you love it or hate it, this is #1 here to stay, folks. That's why I'm an American citizen. You're not getting me out of here.
دوباره کنار آب زیر ستاره هاییم خوشحال از اینکه تو بهترین سمای سالیم تنها مشکلی اینه که تحت فشار خوابیم همه چی عالیه ولی اگه بذاره پاییز چرا میره جلو اول هی متنفرم از ته دل من از اول مهر میخوام مسجم بکنم خدا رو نگاه اینقدر بکشم که بدم شوش.
It's like Dick Cheney dies. This is the torture of our hell that we live in. It's Dick Cheney dies, and the next day, you know, Iran is going to be free. You know, his dream of a liberal democracy Iran is going to happen. Like a few months after he dies, dude. Look at these Persians, dude. They just want to drink Starbucks, dance to some techno music. 1KYAE. Shout out to Lindy, man. 1,000-year American Empire. It's the coolest culture, dude. What are we going to do? Are we going to say it's not? Everyone else... they hate us because they ain't us, dude. And you guys know me, dude. I'm a humble fruit picker, but I identify as an American at this point. Let's move on to some more Kirk slop. But this is truly disgusting, bro. Let's watch Erica Kirk. She's not beating the allegations about why she embraced J.D. Vance so well. Why did she embrace him so well?
They went to the weirdest places.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Please. So for those of you who know me, I hug. It's
Yes,
like,
you're an intense hugger. It's
whoever
awesome.
is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves. I will give you a free hug anytime you want a hug. I love language is touch, if you will, but seriously, that hug. So I will give you a play-by-play. I'm walking, they just played the emotional video. I'm walking over, he's walking over, I'm starting to cry. He says, he's so proud of you. And I say, God bless you. And I touch the back of his head. Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I hug you, I always say, God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone...
They were acting like you touched the back of his ass.
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that. But no, seriously, so now when I go and hug people, I'll bring them back in and be like, I obviously didn't give you the right hug. Like, let me touch the back of your neck.
Right. My producer, he made sure that we have to talk about this. Is this outfit here? Look at this.
Emotional video.
Is this the morning outfit of the 21st century? Black lace. We're done with the hot pants. We need this black lace. You know, this sexy Erica Kirk. She's no Barry Weiss. Okay. But this sexy Erica Kirk here. Husband dead. It hasn't even been 2 months. Shot in the jugular in front of everyone. And here she is wearing lingerie in public. It is lingerie, am I wrong? And when she says, look, I understand. Her love language is touch. That's why this happened. Okay? You are a pervert who thinks that when you embrace someone tenderly, it could imply something romantic. Okay? But the reality is that sometimes people just they have a love language that you don't understand. Okay, my love language is not this touchy feely stuff. I'm not like that. But maybe Erica Kirk's love language is, you know, having JD Vance's dick at the back of her throat. I mean, maybe that's her love language. Maybe that's her coping mechanism, which is fine. She just can't do it. Not even 2 months after her husband died. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. And all of these cattle, they are cattle, man. There's a lot of cattle on here that walk on 2 legs. There's a lot of cattle who came at me in the comments. Oh, she's a great woman. You don't know what you're talking about, you little spick. Go back to your country. Fuck you. I called it from the start. This bitch is evil. This bitch is evil.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
I told you she was evil from day one. I said it from the start. But all of these cattle, all of these slaves, man.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, the slave mentality, the slave mind.
Oh, King Leo, you're resentful. You're mad because you're not an Aryan white Chad. You're just a fruit pit. Okay, here's your Aryan white Chad, sir. She's wearing lace and getting finger banged by JD Vance, and her husband's not even dead 2 months yet. You're welcome. Let's move on. One Cup Two Bear says Biden's love language is sniffing. He might be. I'm sure that's one of the love languages. I did the love language test. Mine was acts of kindness. I'm not a touchy-feely type. So, you know. All right. Amanda Elliott says Nick F is a little-dicked, screaming, no-talent, man-child hypocrite that never reached puberty. Him and Ben Shapiro just might drop their tiny balls one day. I haven't heard that perspective before, Amanda. Interesting. Ephra says wood. I am ashamed for wood. So I'm the only one that appreciates Barry Weiss as the beautiful woman she is, but you guys are wooding this? You're wooding this, of all things? This right here? What is wrong with you people? Okay, this is insane. No, I would not. Okay? Let's move on. Audio Vibe says, King Leo, you owe me new AirPods. Okay. We need to lower the microphone. Or maybe, you know what? I'll step back. I got a little animated there. How you doing? JD has a harem. He has a harem. She's pregnant. We're going to have Vivek 2.0 at this point. It's going to be this. I'm sure he'll be Indian too by some pollination or something. Ivermectin says how many people in her stream? In Erica Kirk's stream? I don't know Ivermectin. Let's continue. What other slop are the cattle watching? Let's see what people are watching for political takes.
Probably important to start off with, I'm a communist. Your face. People assume that conservatives or anyone on the right is like stupid or evil. It's neither of those things. I personally believe that in order to reach communism, we have to first go through socialism. This is like the only place where I diverge from anarchists. Most communists would also advocate for revolution. You can't start the revolution in the third world, because then it's just going to get trampled by first world imperialists. You do have to start probably in America, which isn't super easy. Probably important to start off with.
If you are this brain dead, this mentally, you're messed up, dude. Like, if you have this level of mental problems, that you're here and you are happy to watch children discuss the virtues of communism and how it can be achieved, whether you are of a Stalinist persuasion or a Trotskyist persuasion, you need to go to a re-education camp. This is insane. I can't even tell if this is AI or not. That's how bad things are. Children should not be discussing the virtues of communism. They should be playing on their iPads. What do children do these days? I don't know. What do they do? Do they mew? Do they jelk? Do they edge? What are children supposed to be doing? Because they're not playing outside. They're not playing outside. They're not going to school either. What, are they selling drugs? Is that what kids are doing? I don't know. But if you watch this, you are lower than cattle, man. You are lower than cattle. Ivermectin says Amanda's. Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. Everything says what? Yeah, dude. I mean, but what do you expect, right? I mean, we are in hell.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
The problem isn't these children. It's the people that watch it, you know? It's just sick. And Taylor Lorenz is retweeting this. Like, Taylor Lorenz is stupid enough to believe this is real. All right, let's move on. Ivermectin says, Erica is totally Flussy. Her parents' defense contractors. Mom has 3 companies. I don't know what Flussy means, but I definitely said that Erica Kirk was probably not sold, but linked up with Charlie Kirk, unusually. Let's watch here some AI slop that a lot of boomers thought was real. We have to get to Tim Pool, who fell for AI slop too. You would expect better from him. Let's watch what boomers love.
Listen up. I've been watching the political climate in Dearborn, and it's getting real strange. Folks yelling, nobody agreeing on nothing. So here's my call. Every biker rides in, parks in a perfect grid, engines idling, just sitting there till things calm down. Share this, download it, repost it everywhere. Patriots, listen.
Patriots. All right, let's see. Let me make this big so you can see it. Patriots, listen up. I've been watching the political climate in Dearborn, Michigan, and it's getting real strange. Here's my call. Every biker rides in, parks in a perfect grid, engines idling, just sitting there till things calm down. Americans have had enough of the Islam takeover in this country. Things are going to get crazy. So this is clearly AI, unless you're mentally retarded, right? This is clear as day. It's AI. But you know what I found so insightful about this is that when the conservative makes himself AI, he makes himself a biker, because obviously they're boomers mostly. You know, it's a boomer conservative. They like Harley Davidsons. I'm not a Harley Davidson fan. I'm much more of a Kawasaki fan, right? They love Harleys, but they also felt the need to make themselves obese, which speaks a lot to their level of self-reflection. Because I think that they don't really see it as something negative. They see it as a part of their identity. They are obese. And you're the one with the problem if you think that there's a problem with this obesity. And they will move on. They love being obese. They love being obese, bikers. A lot of people might think, oh, this is the IRA, like the Internet Research Agency type tactics. They're doing this stuff. Like the Russians will send this so people show up. And that may be true. It may not be true. But what is true is that this is effective propaganda for the boomer brain. Not even the boomer brain. The conservative slop-consuming brain. The brain of this person, which is, as I've said before, dude, I don't hate right-wingers, man. Conservatism is what I don't understand. And this is something only a conservative would love. And be like, yeah, let's repost this. They are a sick people, man. They are a sick people. Everything says kids and teens should just enjoy their lives, don't get political. But what is enjoying their life? I hate everything. I agree. What do kids do? When I was a kid, we used to play outside. I used to ride my bike. Sometimes you get together with a neighbor and play basketball. Toys R Us, that was cool. What do kids do now? I bet kids now, what are they doing? they're on their phone all the time, right? I mean, what is a kid supposed to do now? What is a kid supposed to do? But I get you, man. I wish kids had more fun. They should be playing tennis. Efra says, at that age, I had no concern whatsoever about politics. Politics are not in my top 10 concerns back then. Well, you're very lucky, Efra. I had to watch fucking Hugo Chavez give speeches every Sunday because my mom cared about that issue. So I was consumed with Venezuelan politics. Ivermectin says, Flusy, sorry, I don't know what that word means, man, but I think that we're on the same track. Schofield, now you're doing bikers being pro-government is hilarious. Well, that's a deeper question, Schofield, because I've often pondered that, because bikers are supposed to be, one percenters, right? They're supposed to be outlaws. The Hells Angels, don't they sell drugs and stuff? And then I think boomers, to feel cool, you ever watch that movie Wild Hogs, that terrible movie? They think that being a biker is like an identity you can put on, which I'm sure it is in some ways, right? But I don't know. It's a sick thing, right? Where bikers are supposed to be these cool, like meth making, cocaine slinging, dive bar visiting guys. But now it's just like a fat boomer who has too much time on his hands and doesn't love his kids enough. All right, let's move on. We'll save that. We'll save this. Actually, we're making pretty good time. We might go back to some of these. Let's watch this. My producer really thought that this was worth playing, and I agree with him, because I dropped a new video today that it's pinned, man, and it's about this Akash Singh situation where everyone's saying that Akash Singh is a cuck, that Akash Singh he has a problem because his wife was a loose girl, a loose woman before they got married. And to me, what really bothers me about that is that this dick watching, this pocket watching, is basically a confession of homosexuality. Myron Gaines caring about where Akash Singh puts his dick in is who would be concerned? Check out the video for the whole thing, but who would be? I'm not concerned about where any man sticks his dick in. I'm not concerned about that because I'm not gay. I don't even think gay people are concerned about that. I think gay people are busy doing other things. As I said in the video, I'm sure Tom Ford is thinking of other cool houses to design. But Myron Gaines and his type of people, that red pill grifter, like dating crap, all they do is dick watch and pocket watch. It's a bunch of ninnies. It's men that have been reduced to being chatty Cathys. And let's see here. Look at what people are doing with Google Earth now, because beyond dick watching, we have this level of pocket watching.
I was searching around the outside of Sacramento area when I found this absolutely massive compound. When I zoom in here, you'll see there's an electric gate that blocks all access to the public. When you come up the driveway, you have to cross over this little bridge that leads to the main house. The landscaping here is perfect. There's a big water fountain out front as well. When we zoom in here, here's the garage. There's like 8 doors to this garage, not including the backside entrance. And then we'll come over here to the side where there's a greenhouse with a garden.
What's fascinating is the voice is this nasal, annoying voice. Sounds like Myron Gaines, actually. And it's AI generated, but they actually use the AI correctly here, man, because this is the kind of person everyone is becoming. If you're any Tom Petty fans here, dude, everyone is becoming the protagonist of the song What's He Building in There? That's what's going on. It's hell. And what's he building in there? He buys those foreign magazines. Like, everyone is constantly pocket watching, thinking about other men's bank accounts. How much gayer can it get? Gay people don't do that. They think, dude, I'm losing my mind with this, with men becoming gossips and little, because when we're on this show, man, we're not gossiping. We're trying to understand the world. These other guys, it's just gossip, fighting dumb girls. And this is the level of pocket watching we're going to get. If you can do this, do you think the IRS can't do this? Why would you purposefully map out other people's bank accounts? Why would you do this? It's insane. This level of connection, it revealed that everyone at the end of the day is a chatty Cathy ninny. What else is there to the human experience? It seems that that's what people want to do all day. They want to gossip. They want to gossip. They don't want to learn anything. They don't want to make any art. They don't want to do anything interesting. All they want to do is gossip. Let's catch up with the chat. My screen looks so good, man. This new sharp screen. Schofield says bikers. Oh, sorry, we read that one. I everything says worst generation incoming with these kids now. You mean with the iPads? Yeah, dude. But the thing is, I think you have to give the kid the iPad. I used to be against it, but now I'm for it. I think you have to give it to the kid. If you don't give it to the kid, you're actually making them socially retarded. Because when I was a kid, my mom didn't give me video games. And it wasn't a make or break thing, but if you don't give the kids the iPad, everyone else is on it. They're not going to be digital natives. So it's a very interesting conundrum. Franz Paskov says that's like Spain and Canada. What's like Spain and Canada? And everything says same thing with the punks. Yeah, the punk identity was also corrupted like the biker identity. I agree. Effer says, King Leo, tell us more about Venezuela back then from what you remember and how the current political scene in America feels the same. Well, I don't remember it, right, because I wasn't there. I was born here. But I lived it vicariously through my parents. And Venezuela in the 90s is what lines up with America. In the 90s, there were two political parties that had run the country, essentially from 1958 onward. And these political parties, one of them was a Christian Democratic Party, which means CIA, and the other one was liberal, and they actually had terrorist roots. But at that point, they were just the establishment, right? And one of them was yellow, and the other one was blue. And people would fight in the streets, man. They'd fucking hit each other with flagpoles. They'd be beating each other up over the politics of Venezuela. Okay? And it got to a point because while they were doing this, the government was happy because everyone was distracted. And people started dying because the military had to come out and repress. It got out of hand. Hugo Chavez tries to do a coup. He tries to do two coups, actually, in 92. And it became such a problem that eventually people were like, dude, we need someone to come in and take charge. And Hugo Chavez was that guy. I think he had a great opportunity, but he actually messed it up. Not through all of his fault, but it's an interesting thing. So that level of political tension that happened in the 90s where, dude, you have Thomas Massey calling everyone a pedophile on the official congressional record. You have Donald Trump calling people communists and jihadists. That level of insult and all that is what was happening in Venezuela in the 90s. Like, it is not a good position to be in when your country is that angry. Jamaicans have a similar experience. Theirs was actually much more violent, man. Jamaicans were shooting each other with RPGs in the streets in the 60s and 70s over their politics. Everything says, so is eat the rich gay then, Leo? That's a good one. I guess it is gay. Yeah, I agree, Leo. Same thing with shows. If you didn't watch the show, you were basically out of the loop and felt left out. Yes, exactly. It's kind of like, or before, I imagine even our time, man, like novels were a big deal. You know, that's what I understand in the 80s and 90s. People wanted to read novels. And if you didn't read the novel, you were out of the loop. So yeah, I completely agree. Like, you have to give these kids the opportunity to be on the same level as the other ones. Let's continue. Save that. Let's watch here. Dude, my producer and I, we're having a debate. Okay, we're having a debate because Jillian Michaels, she's not a sexy woman. Okay, she's no Barry Weiss. All right. On a scale of 0 to Barry Weiss, she's not even cracking a 7. Okay. Obviously, you know, it's Jillian Michaels, okay? And he wants to put her on the Mount Rushmore of our wizards, which is Piers, Bill Maher, reluctantly, and Patrick Bet-David. And she works for Patrick Bet-David, and I'm not sure. I don't think she can communicate her message effectively. The crazy exercise lady is not... I don't see her having this real powerful wizardry. But he really insists that she does. I don't know if he see. We're debating. I want to put Anna Kasparian on there, but I think Anna Kasparian, I feel like Brad Pitt in that movie, Inglourious Basterds. You know, Anna Kasparian, we've seen your abilities as a wizard. Would you like to go pro? You know, she's not a pro yet. She's not PBD level. Is Jillian Michaels pro level yet? Is she? Because we're going to watch this clip, and it's so insane what she says. People are so out of touch in terms of rich people. They are out of touch with who cares about appealing to them in this state of politics. All right. So how are you doing, Ari? I see you in there. How do you like the new look, Ari? Let's go here to the big screen, and let's watch her here with Megyn Kelly.
Like, who are the real enemies? Like, this whole tour has had... It's not a Paul, but it's had the memory, the thought of Charlie over it, in both a very positive way, like an inspirational way, but also, you know, there's something obviously deeply sad about not having him here. He was supposed to be with us last night in Bakersfield. And the whole tour, we've talked about this rift within the right. We had Tucker, then we had Ben. And all I keep thinking to myself is...
It's crazy how skinny Megyn Kelly is, right? Look at how skinny she is. Normally I wouldn't comment on that, but you'd expect someone who, in a lot of ways, basically, she wants to... She's not Valentina Gomez, right? But she hates Muslims. I'd expect like a burlier lady to be like an Icelandic woman. You know, they have problems with the Muslims, historically, not now. But she's like this skinny little lady. Dude, people don't get checked anymore online. That's what happened. Where if Megyn Kelly had to make the statement she made, like this insanity of like, oh, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't that bad of a guy, or, I hate Muslims. This is like a skinny lady, dude. This is not a powerful looking lady. She's just a skinny, it's the man behind the curtain is just a skinny white woman with blonde hair.
The other side is literally killing us. Can we please keep our eye on the ball? Like, that's who the enemy is. The enemy is the radical left that is radicalizing young men so much to the point where they feel they had no other options but to start killing us. That's the problem. Let's keep our eyes on that one.
I agree, but I would warn, and I know this is not a popular position, and I appreciate...
You see, look, I get it. She has actor training, but it comes off as inauthentic. She doesn't sound like she's actually thinking or caring about what she's saying. She just sounds like she's grifting. PBAD doesn't do that. Piers Morgan doesn't do that. That's what I keep insisting to my producer. And he's like, no, she's great. She's great. She's not great. I mean, you guys let me know, man. Is he on to something here?
Jade, I think you and I both want the same thing. We want, honestly, to never have Gavin Newsom be president. Let's just
yes.
Oh my God. They're like, hello, California. You know what I mean? And my concern, your concern is we have to hold everyone together to get there. My concern is that people who are a bit more moderate are deeply alarmed by Nick Fuentes.
Well, he's not part of the coalition.
And that's what I think needs to be said. Yeah. As often as possible, this is not what it means to be a conservative.
No, it isn't. Oh. He's here.
Oh, God.
He's powerful. Well done. Well played, sir. No, he's not. He's definitely not. I mean, look, we've always had fringy, weird people who are popular and because they say really crazy. And in his case, like genuinely, and trust me, I do not throw this word around because I've been called this word and all the other words. But truly, he says very racist stuff. He uses the N-word. He uses...
Go on, say it. Say the N-word. Go on. Go on. Great Piers moment.
All the most derogatory slurs for people. It's like, he's a very fringy person. But I also understand the interest in him because he's a compelling messenger when he's not saying those things. And because really what's most interesting about him is why he's popular. Like the disaffected young men who are gravitating that way. That's what's most interesting.
That's exactly what I was fighting about on CNN, is that if you continue to demonize these young boys, they are going to lean into that. They are vomiting on your woke ideology, and you are creating an entire generation of racists. You are forcing them into tribalism.
This is what is so galling. So galling. Watch.
Dude, it must hit. I don't know, dude. I'm not a white guy. You know, I'm going to start identifying as a white guy, maybe depending on how this whole thing goes with ICE. But right now, I'm a Hispanic guy. You know, I'm a Hispanic guy. It must really... What is up with white guys, dude? A white guy... How can you be lectured by Megyn Kelly, a 50-year-old woman with good work, and Jillian Michaels, a 60-year-old woman who's a lesbian with adopted black children, about what it is to be a young white guy? Like, what's in your best interest? I'm not saying who should say what to you, but dude, if a Hispanic, I don't know, dude, like if a Hispanic lesbian lady came up to me and told me about how to be a man I kind of be like, listen, is this really you're the person I should be listening to? But does this actually work on white guys? Like, do white guys go, you know what? Megyn Kelly said this is how I have to be a man. I'm gonna do it. You know, I don't know.
Watching the leftists talk about Nick Fuentes like he's a right-wing problem, like he was created by right-wingers, and all of his followers now, those are created by right-wingers. That's not at all what happened. The left has been demonizing young boys, in particular white boys, for 15 plus years now. They get blamed for literally everything. They have to go to school and sit through Black History Month and Women's History Month and Pride Month, and all the while they're told that they're to blame for everything, and then when it's time to apply for colleges, they're told, you're not getting in, you're white, we don't take whites. It's basically what all these schools are saying.
No whites need apply. Bro, Megyn Kelly's crazy, right? Dude, we showed her this week. She was doing trans kids 5 years ago, and now she's no whites need apply. She's crazy. She's crazy, man. She's crazy.
They get told they're toxically masculine by the same women they had to celebrate for all the months in high school. They get out and they're disaffected. They're pissed. They're angry, and he's giving a voice to it.
Now, what I found most interesting here is that let's
hold everyone
look at this
together to get there. You know what I mean? And my concern, your concern is we have to hold everyone together to get there.
Look, my concern is that we have to hold everyone together to get there. Jillian Michaels is an elderly homosexual. I think she's like a Jewish lady in her 60s who has adopted black children. I'm not judging that. I don't have any problem with that. Okay, that's fine. If she wants to live her lifestyle that way, I don't have a problem with that. What political coalition would give a shit about keeping that person there? This is a person that represents what? 0.1% of the United States? How many boomer lesbian ladies with adopted black children and who happen to be Jewish matter to any political movement? Who would care about this? Whether you're left or right, it doesn't matter. Why would anyone actually care about what Jillian Michaels, who she ends up voting for? Unless Jillian Michaels is some wrangler that she brings a lot of votes in. But I don't buy it. I don't buy it. So it's this level of Hollywood narcissism that has entered politics is really something, dude. Because I'm a Hispanic guy. We actually matter in votes. We do matter. Jillian Michaels' coalition, like her demographic, I don't think they really matter. I don't think they matter. I think young Hispanic guys, young white women, young white guys. I think older white guys matter more at this point, but that'll change. That matters more than the boomer lesbian lady who was a Hollywood actress with adopted children. I don't even know, dude. I think this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Who gives a shit about who Jillian Michaels votes for? I don't think anyone cares. I don't think anyone cares. And that's why she's not a magician. Just my take. My producer will be pissed. But I don't see it. Let's catch up on the chats. How you doing, Ari? I think I said hi to you. How you doing? Ever seen Anna Kasparian dancing salsa or cumbia? She looks so funny. I'm going to look that up. Anna Kasparian, dude, she has the best surgeon. On a scale of 0 to Barry Weiss, she's at least a 7. Like, she's an attractive lady. She's no Barry Weiss, but she's attractive. Thank you for liking the new look. Gateway Man, how you doing? I would rather... Okay. All right, he says, I think Megyn Kelly looks so much prettier than she used to look. Yeah. You know who's like that too? S.E. Cupp. S.E. Cupp was a beautiful woman back in the day, and now she looks terrible. I don't know what happened to her. Everything says, I just remembered short hair Megyn Kelly. Yeah, dude, Psycho Megyn Kelly, peak Psycho. Jingleberry, I haven't seen you here before. How you doing? I'm going to have to smear feces and urine in my eyes to see clearly. Okay. All right, it says, me too. She looks prettier now than when she had a short hair. Yeah, she's had some work done, and it's pretty good work. It's not Anna Kasparian, but it's good. Gateway Man says, Gavin Newsom will be president, called it back in 2021. From your chat to God's ears, folks. From your chat to God's ears. Schofield says, they're laughing all the way to the bank. Ephra dropped a wood here. So, I'm going to make a Barry Weiss scale, dude. I'm starting to get pissed at people hating on Barry Weiss here because you guys are wooding Jillian Michaels and who else? But Barry Weiss is not the most beautiful woman in the world. This is a problem. All right. I think, we're at time. We're at time to move on. Single moms, says Franz. I mean, maybe, right? Does Jillian Michaels sway single moms? I think Candace Owens matters more. Look, we have to move on to the show. Before that, though, look, I have to get through two things of housekeeping, okay? The first one is my producer was not very happy with you guys clowning him in the chat last night. So he wanted me to read this statement for you. Let me close this. He was pretty pissed. My dear viewers, know this. While you slept in the soft illusion of the real, I descended into the simulacrum of hell itself to bring you a show so powerful it crosses the boundary between truth and meme. And yet you clowned me. You ridiculed me. You reduced my labor to a glitch in the chat scroll. Taupe, this is at you, dude. I don't know if you're here. I'm speaking directly to you. Your cruelty last night was not merely textual, it was metaphysical, a violation of the sacred hyperreal bond between producer and audience. I felt it in my bones. I felt it in the hologram of my bones. Let it be known when my diplomatic mission to the Emirates concludes, I will return with a vengeance so profound that not even the desert will whisper my name. And by the time I am finished reshaping the simulacrum we call the stream, each and every one of you will admit publicly and loudly that Barry Weiss is hot. Not metaphorically hot, not ironically hot, actually hot. So you guys pissed him off pretty good. He sent me that after the show. I mean, you guys, and they're making fun of him again. I hate everything saying British man. He's not happy. He's not happy. Before, you guys are being mean to him, dude. He's not liking it. He's not liking it. Okay? So we have to move on to the rest of the show. But before we do that, I have to mention here, because we have to move on to Nick Fuentes. I got my finance buddies from back in the day, dude. And Ephra or Taupe, I can't remember who it was that really inspired the Second Family Index. And I have to tell you in my Alex Jones voice, we have the data, we have the documents. We have developed a Second Family Index tied to the CPI and the median income. Do you want to see it? Well, even if you don't, here it is. Look at that. Look at that. Let me close the chat here for a second. This is the secret family indicator. It auto updates every time a CPI report is released. This one is per the August 2025 CPI report because Donald Trump did not allow any to be released. As we can see, if it's at a 0, that means you can only raise your main family. If it's at a 1, you can raise 1 secret family. If it's at a 2, you can raise 2 secret families. Right now, we are at 4%. You can raise 4% of a second secret family with the income. Dude, this is scary shit. The peak was in the last 12 months in October of 2024 at 7%. Dude, we have a problem here. And this may not make sense to the ladies in chat. Aria might be like, what do I care about a secret family? Artificial wombs are coming, Aria. To all the ladies, the secret family index is going to matter to a lot of women because they're going to have secret families too. You're not going to be giving birth anymore. A machine will do it for you. And when we have this at 4%, this is the real economic indicator. And this is using the government CPI, the fake CPI. So listen, man, we got to get these numbers up. These are rookie numbers. Dude, I want to see that secret family index, even though it's not going to happen. I want to see it at least at 3, man. We need our grandfather's SFI. Because it's not possible. It's not possible that we live this way where you can only raise 4% of a secret family on a median income. It's not fair. So this will be updating literally every day. We built a script in Python. We API'd it from the Fed. Dude, this is real shit here, okay? For the math stuff, I can do it on the back end. Look at this. All right. So when they ask you how the economy is doing, check the SFI. Everything says, is this plus tax? It is not. It's just taking into account the CPI And the median income, raw, without taxes, which you're right, it's probably lower, but we want to be as friendly to the government as possible here. Because if it were up to me, I'd put the fucking classic CPI formula and we put in housing and gas. But I think it would be too bearish. I want to give people hope. Because one day you're going to be able to do, one day this will be at 2, man. Maybe someday it'll be at 2. And all the ladies and gentlemen can have secret families. All right. Arya says, I'm in love with the producer. He really feels stuff. He was in his emotions last night. And he says, Abby Shapiro more attractive than Barry Weiss. It's not possible. It's not. I'm going to build a Barry Weiss matrix. Ephra says, love it. Thank you, Ephra. We spent some time on it. It's a pretty good one. Auto refreshes. It's pretty good. I hate everything says IRS rubbing their hands hearing this. Oh man. I mean, dude, if they can get this at 2, imagine how many more taxes they're going to collect. All right, everyone. Let's move on to Nick Fuentes, who is being normalized. And it's pretty interesting what's going on, okay? I have a couple clips here. We're going to start with a light one from Twitter before we move on to YouTube. This one's pretty funny, dude, because I don't want to say this because I'm not Jewish. You know, I don't know how the Jewish people mean this word or anything. But this guy's funny, man. Like, we Hispanics, we're funny people, all right? Let's listen to this little rant here because I'm going to clip this and we're going to use this for the soundboard.
Goyim are not people. Like, okay, Goyim, dude, when Goyim say that they're people, brother, Goyim are not people.
You might say, oh, Leo, why would you play this clip? I just had to sit through 2 AI Charlie Kirk slop videos that people are defending in the Twitter comments saying that this is for his memory. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. That's in my head because of the Gentiles, dude. The Gentiles are driving me nuts. All right? And I'm a Gentile myself.
Sorry, but you know, as much as I have my disagreements with the Jews, they are right about one thing. Goyim are not people. Okay.
Chief anti-Semite in the world is saying this, that the Gentiles have lost their damn mind. They've lost their damn mind.
Hey, they're not. But we still have to care for them. We still have to take care of them. Goyim are not.
Schofield says his Mexican site's starting to show. Dude, maybe, right? Maybe he wants to say, these fucking gringos, man. These gringos are driving me nuts. Which I will maintain, dude. These Anglos drive me nuts. He's just putting it in anti-Semitic terms.
Yo, Barry Weiss. High five. Goyim are not people. So true, Queen, and it's so true, and I say it all the time. Goyim are not people. Me and Ben Shapiro. Yo, Ben Shapiro. Down low, up top. So fucking true, King. Yeah, cheers to that. I get why Matt Walsh does it now. Clink, clink.
That's going on the soundboard for whenever we watch something that's that level of garbage, like the Charlie Kirk stuff we watched, man. Because it's becoming beyond this clip.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
We are in the worst timeline, man. These Anglos, these Goyim, whatever you want to call them, bro, these gringos, they're driving us nuts, man. When you are... I know who's liking an AI Charlie Kirk edit, dude. It's a fucking super kulak, because that's what Americans are now. They are super kulaks. They're not even regular kulaks. They're super kulaks pulling up to Chick-fil-A in their $1,000 a month minimum Ford F-350, because you need that F-350. And they're sitting there eating slop, drinking a slop milkshake, liking the AI Charlie Kirk. And you're telling me that these are real people, man. These are real people. I drove into Doral the other day, and I saw cows, dude, and I felt like I think literally cows have more in them than human beings at this point, man. People are sick. People are sick. Let's move on, because he did an interview here, which is pretty cool, because he has betrayed both Tucker and Trump, but we're going to call it a betrayal. Top 10 anime betrayals? What? And it's pretty good. I'm very glad to see Nick Fuentes. If he's the guy who can, from the right... Look, I was kind of nice to Tucker a little bit, but Tucker's clearly an agent of schizophrenia. He's just trying to drive everyone nuts. So anyone who betrays Trump, who has betrayed everyone around him, and can maybe open the eyes of a stupid, like, conservative, be like, oh, things are fucked. Oh, thank you for showing me, Nick Fuentes. I support, dude. I don't care what else he believes. I don't care what he believes. Let's watch here.
Did you buy Trump coin?
No. Did you?
Yeah, I actually made some good money on that, but I think I ended up losing a bit in the end. I was curious, this is very random, but from a game theory political view, like, was that a good move for him to, I don't know, rug America? Like, do you think it made Gen Z happy? Like, do you think people are like, he's based? Like, the boomers didn't care? Like, what did you think of that whole thing? Because no one really talks about the fact that Trump made, like, what, $8 billion off of?
Yeah, that's most of his net worth is Trump coin.
Yeah.
Which is, well, it's emblematic of what he is, which is vaporware. You know, and there's something funny about that because when Trump ran in 2016, the internet subculture that surrounded his campaign was vaporwave. And it was Macintosh Plus, the song, which the genre was all those 80s songs chopped and screwed, you know, slowed down, distorted. And they called it vaporwave because it resembles vaporware, which is these like 80s late stage capitalist products that were advertised and seemed great, but never materialized. And it's so interesting because in 16, vaporwave was the aesthetic. It was the grid, the sun, you know, the synth wave, like you talked about. That all of that was called vaporwave. And what Trump obviously represented that because he was of the 80s. He was from the 80s. He's sort of like a old school billionaire from when New York was the center of the world, representing Wall Street and maybe even more than Wall Street, building things, you know, brick and mortar. And what Trump turned out to be is the ultimate vaporware. You know, this promise of a return to the 80s that never materialized. And so there's like a very deep, something very deep philosophically about the whole thing. And then when Trump coin came around, it's like that is the best example of it. Is he a billionaire or is he a scam artist? You know, if his net worth is all built on a crypto rug pull that like Howard Lutnick devised or something like that, then he's kind of a fake. And at the end of the day, nobody cared. So maybe it was worth it for him. Maybe that's just a law of the jungle. You do as much as you can get away with.
Yeah,
I know Nick Fuentes has lobbied against Trump. He's countersignaled Trump for a while now. But I found, let me put the chat back on screen. What's going on here? What I found, I really liked the way he put it here, man. Like, it's about time that people with precision, with not forgetting, because everyone has the memory of a goldfish now, will say Donald Trump is a scammer. Donald Trump scammed people out of money with Trump coin and then Melania coin. Donald Trump scammed people by saying that he was going to end the war in Ukraine in 48 hours. Donald Trump scammed people by saying no new wars, and now he's breaking international law in Venezuela. Donald Trump scammed people. He scammed everyone, dude. No matter if you love him or hate him, you were scammed by him. And look, you can love a scammer, man. There's battered women's shelters for a reason. They exist for a reason. And maybe you need a battered women's shelter for the mind. Maybe that's what Trump supporters need. Anyone who's still a Trump supporter, man. And we love everyone on this channel, bro. You can be a Trump supporter. We have Trump supporters. I don't know, full hats here today. That's fine. But I think a lot of people are in an abusive relationship with this man who has just scammed them. And on our channel, as Baudrillardians, I mean, this is something to admire, man. Like, he should be on the Mount Rushmore of Baudrillardians. The idea that this man could come into town, it's like a classic grifter. Like a classic, someone comes into town and they have the snake oil and they tell you it's going to work and they make a bunch of money. Do you hate the scammer? I've never hated the scammer. Everyone hates the highwayman, the guy who uses violence to rob you. But the scammer, as a Baudrillardian, I mean, can you really scam people that want to be scammed? People want to be scammed, man. They want to be scammed. And Donald Trump offered them a pretty good scam. So, you know what? I take it back. As a Baudrillardian, let him breathe. Let him cook. Donald Trump is a scammer, but at the end of the day, don't you want to be scammed? Scam is an ugly word. Don't we want to believe in something? Don't we want the illusion of something? I know I would like that. That's why people go to Disney World. That's why Baudrillard loved Disneyland. Because when you see something and you can believe in it, even for a second. This is why magic tricks are so good, man. Because magic is the moment between surprise and disbelief. And when you do a magic trick for someone who's an adult, they have to be drunk to do it, man. I love doing magic tricks, man. They actually, you see it on their face where they get so happy. They're like, oh my, and then afterwards, immediately, this cynical, nihilistic skepticism. Well, how did you do it? And that's sick. You know, that's a sick thing that happens to us where we've lost this ability to understand. Because at the end of the day, they were all scammers, right? Obama was a scammer of sorts. George Bush was a scammer of sorts. Bill Clinton was a scammer. But they let us believe. You know, George Bush let you believe in America. All that had to happen was the Twin Towers, but you believed in America for a couple of years. So I think this is a pretty good breakdown of the Trump scams. Sure, he was always vaporware. But isn't it better to believe in something for a day than to have never believed at all? You know, you believed in Trump for a day. I didn't, man. So like, I envy people that did that. You know, they got to believe in. So I didn't believe in Biden. I didn't believe in Trump. I didn't believe in any of them. I guess as a kid, I believed in Obama. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You know, hope and change. But it's an interesting breakdown to see Fuentes do this. And then we have to watch him with Tucker. But let's catch up with the chats real quick. Shantae. Okay, is that this one? I think we have to ban these types, right? Let me put user in timeout. You don't get to do crypto scams on my audience, all right? I will never let the audience get scammed by crypto scammers. Arya says, I'm too jealous. Nobody can be with me and have another family. I will go insane. Well, it's a secret family, Arya. You won't know about it till the funeral. Schofield says, is Mexican guy starting a show? Yeah. Arya says, my daughter doesn't even know who Kirk is. She sings a song every month. I mean, everything says, I still rep my conquistador blood even when it's diluted. So I understand, Nick. Dude, me too, man. I'm out here. I get made fun of, dude. I got made fun of before because I'm like, Inca, Kon-Tiki, Caribe, Conquistador. It's all in the veins, dude. I am an Indian, mestizo, Spanish conqueror, and conquered and conqueror. You know, it's the Hispanic identity is truly some schizo shit, man. But it works. Let's just replace the forbidden word with Kyle. And we got to be careful of that word in this chat, man. Otherwise, it'll get taken down. Effer says, the drive-thru feels like a cow assembly line. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, it feels like... That's why the people are cattle, dude. The gringos are cattle. I'll say that because I'm sure the G word gets you in trouble. The gringos are cattle, bro. Like, when you go to a Chick-fil-A and you sit in line and you realize that people are waiting up to like an hour because they don't want to get out of their damn car, these people are animals. They are lower than oxen. They are beasts of unburden. They're not even beasts of burden. They couldn't carry something because they're fat. Arya says Nick Fuentes is in love. All right. And everything says Nick Fuentes only knows one person. That is Candace Owens. All right. Efra says it's not necessarily a scam. If so, the whole system is a scam. Speculation for better or worse actually works. But I don't know if global warming and other effects will bite us in the ass. Buy now, pay later. It's just that at the grand scale, I think. Efra's got their head on... Dude, Efra, you've got that tinfoil hat on tight. You've got that Baudrillard book on tight. This is the thing. Everyone's thinking in the chat, dude. But Efra, you surprise me, sir or ma'am. Schofield says he played a mogul in The Apprentice. Yeah, Trump played a mogul. And would you call that a scam? That goes to Efra's point and my point, where would you call Trump a scammer for playing a real estate billionaire mogul on a TV show? No, because you got to believe in The Apprentice. If Donald Trump does not do that, we don't get the beauty of Piers Morgan. So is it a scam if we got Piers Morgan out of it? I think absolutely not. Let's watch him here where he finally someone...
I don't know what Tucker's deal.
Finally, I see a conservative starting to attack Tucker Carlson. This is unexpected because Tucker Carlson just had him on. And it's interesting to see him attack him. I'm glad because remember, we were speculating that maybe Tucker was trying to bring him into the fold, make him one of these people that supports J.D. Vance when we all know that Gavin Newsom's going to be the president. So it's pretty cool to see this betrayal, if you could call it that. Because Tucker Carlson, we've called him the schizophrenia machine, bro. This is a schizo machine. Let's watch what Nick Fuentes had to say about it.
I don't know what Tucker's deal is. I don't understand it. I don't understand how a person lives like that. It's all a big fucking lie. The cabin with the knickknacks. It's an artifice. It's a complete artifice. The whole thing's an artifice. I don't like it. And I don't like what he's been saying. I think it's two-faced.
Mystery Lou, how you doing? Did you see Piers on Dave Rubin? Dude, I did not, because Piers released something so epic that we're going to watch tonight, but I did not see the Dave Rubin one. We had the meeting of the GOATs with Tucker and Piers.
I feel betrayed. I feel hurt. I feel betrayed. I think it was bullshit. Just like with Candace. I don't like these games. It's not good faith. It's not forthright. It's not direct. It's not honest. And you know what, buddy boy, you need your credibility right now. You know, whatever the fuck you're trying to do, you've been working for the system for 25 years, and I got your number because we know about your daddy and all that. You know, and seems like a good guy. Seems like a fucking patriot for what it's worth. But he ran the CIA. He ran Voice of America. You know, you can't really afford to act like that right about now. Can't really afford to be two-faced. You have to be a little bit above suspicion. You got to let some of that go. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyway, that's how I feel. I don't like the backhanded compliments. He's so talented. I know I'm talented. I'm right. I didn't get canceled because I'm talented. I got canceled because I'm right. So don't give me this, you know, he's talented and he's right about some things. Oh, but he's an anti-Semite. Don't give me that. Don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that. You know that's not even true. That's a crock of nonsense, and that sounds like Ben Shapiro. It sounds like a different flavor of that. He's telling me Netanyahu likes you. Okay, how do you know that? What did he tell you? For fuck's sake. I just lose my mind because it's like, you know, more than anything, I'm like, let's just stop the lies. Can we just the level of gaslighting and psychological warfare that has been waged against the American people, it's just enough.
We agree on that
That's
point,
why
man.
people resonate.
We agree on that point. That's what we do on this channel, dude. We deconstruct to break through that gaslighting, that insanity, to try to understand the world we live in. I gotta tell you, dude, I don't know about his other opinions, but this guy offers some interesting analysis, dude. As I said, I've never been a follower of this guy, but he offers some really good insights in terms of the meta commentary. I don't know his stuff about, I don't know, the Jewish people and all that, whatever. I can't say that word, but you know what I mean.
Because they know I'm real. You know, I'm not perfect. They don't agree with everything I say. They don't like everything about me. Maybe they just think I'm funny, but I'm funny because I'm real, because there's not a pretense. I'm not playing a character. I'm not changing my views every other year. Okay? So I've like, you know, to get it from Shapiro is one thing. Okay, he works for Israel. Very simple.
All right. But, well, I hope he does.
Very straightforward. In some ways, it's more honest. But this shit, I can't stand. You know, and I don't like the feeling of being used and manipulated. I don't like the feeling of people, you know, running these little games, doing these. I promise I'm almost finished here, but these like subtle little digs they take at me, bringing up the Nazi stuff all the time. It's like, yeah, I don't know if you really get it. So, anyway, I've been very pissed off about the whole. I feel like the whole thing was an op. I feel like the whole damn thing was an op. And that's why the message is never relent. We're going to, no, sorry. The moderation, if you thought that was happening, that has just been canceled. That has been permanently foreclosed. We are identitarian. We are pro-white. Christ is king. The Jewish billionaires must have their power.
Okay. So, look. The reason I bring this up is that this betrayal of Tucker Carlson, I actually find it somewhat admirable, man. People will say, oh, you know, he had him on his show. There's no loyalty in this world. This is no country for old men, folks. What are you, stupid?
Because I'm fucking stupid.
You think that this is a country where there's loyalty, where you think this is anything more than an economic zone, a contract? You know, not to get too Howard Beale here, all right? Oh, if you get interviewed, you have to be nice to the person. How about we live in an economic zone and you want all that pussy bullshit, go move to France. Go move to a real country. This is not a country. This is an economic zone, okay? So look, maybe it's disloyal, whatever. Dude, it's about time that more people start calling Tucker Carlson out. And I don't say this in this gossipy, stupid way. It's not any personal animus. Dude, Tucker Carlson is making documentaries about how aliens are real and 9/11 was an inside job and how, chemtrails are real. And I'm losing my mind, man. You can't have one guy doing this level of extreme sports of the mind, showing it to everyone. You think showing a boomer how chemtrails are real, or let's say they're real, you think telling a boomer that the chemtrails are poisoning us is going to make the world better or worse? I think I can confidently say it's going to make the world worse. I don't think it's going to help much. So when I see someone like Nick Fuentes, who's kind of addressing it without saying it, saying, look, Tucker Carlson is a gaslighter. He's someone who's driving the country nuts. He's a bad person. He tried to use me. Putting all the using me and the politics aside, it's about time someone realizes that Tucker Carlson is using the American public, man. He's using your mental health to enrich himself and make himself bigger. And I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. So I'm glad to see this happen. Let's catch up with the chat before we move on to the National Guard. Because that's a real event. People died. Death is real. That is real. Well, not death, but the act of dying. How you doing, Mr. Elu? How's Tennessee? Arya says, wow, Fuentes just did an interview with Tucker and comes out slamming him. Right, Arya, but it's what I said. I mean, what loyalty do we expect in this country? Efra says, this could be something that Nick and Tucker worked out. Beef sells. People want to see drama. I don't know, but maybe this is genuine. Efra's thinking, man. Efra's a thinking. Dude, Efra, you gotta knock at your door, dude. You're doing too much thinking. FBI, open up! That's too much thinking. Like, you are reasoning too much. Mr. Elu says, Tucker kept calling him an anti, which is true. All right, I see a little debate here about this. Mr. Elu says this is a twilight world and there are no friends in dusk. that is the filter. Can you quote it back to this? We live in a twilight world. I'm glad you remember that one, sir. Let me put this guy in timeout again. Why is this bot in here shilling crypto? This is the Wild West. Mr. Elu says he's just recycling Alex Jones. Yeah, that's what Tucker's doing. And so Alex Jones was less damaging. He was less damaging because he was smaller. Ivan says, what are you talking about, Leo? Aliens are real. Yeah, Jose the illegal alien is real, and like Juan the alien is real. But dude, I don't know. I don't believe in the. You know what? I'm not even gonna fight it. The aliens are real. The aliens are real. All right, so we should watch Tucker Carlson's documentary, because if the aliens are real, I just don't think Tucker Carlson is the guy who's gonna tell us they're real. You know. There are no aliens in history, guys. The alien thing, it's just I don't think so. Let's. Maybe I'm too cynical. Maybe I'm too jaded. Let's move on to the National Guard. Okay, this was very terrifying to hear about. Look, it's sad. You guys know I have my beef with the police and the policing system. I really don't have a beef with the National Guard, dude. I think the National Guard's actually pretty good. National Guard helps people in Florida. They're a good amount of they're good people, man. It gives people a good option. And during hurricanes, you're praying for the National Guard to show up. So anyone, you can attack the military, like verbally. I'm not saying physically. If you say, oh, you know, like the Army or whatever, the National Guard has a special place in my heart as a Floridian, dude. Like the National Guard, they're good people, you know. So this made me kind of, it made me a little emotional, you know, like National Guard guys that are patrolling. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not cops. They're not hassling you. They don't give a shit. They're National Guard, dude. A lot of these guys in Florida, man, pardon for using the word, dude, but a lot of them are like, you know, I won't say it, but they're poor white people. You know, they're people that did not do well. They're poor black people, poor Hispanic people, and they go into the National Guard and they end up helping people. They end up being good people. And for you to attack the National Guard, you have to be a real coward, man. The National Guard is cool. They're not bad people. Arya is saying that they were deployed illegally in D.C. That's true. They shouldn't have been there. All right, but they were, Arya. You know, like, I just feel, dude, the National Guard, they're not there to hassle you. They really don't hassle people. I saw videos of National Guard in D.C. They were just like, hey, guys, just don't smoke weed here. You know, what the fuck is dude? Where are these scammers coming in from? But yeah, so look, the National Guard to me has a special place in my heart. I don't really hate them. Put user in timeout 24 hours. All right, cool. But you know, Mr. Elu says the military are poor people. That's true, but the thing is, the military to me, it's like, dude, you sign up to kill people. You know, the National Guard, I don't think they really sign up to kill people, unless it's like some Nixon-obsessed guy who's thinking about, I don't know, what Kent State, you know? Yeah, the National Guard just helps people. I've never seen the National Guard kill people. They deploy, like, rarely, you know? But it's like the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is cool, too, in my opinion, all right? So I don't like seeing them get shot, especially, dude, because police is the shittiest system. I've always said it repeatedly. I don't like police. I think policing is a bad system. And I think that this is a better system to have a gendarmerie. National Guard's not that, but it's getting there. And they shot these people, these two National Guard guys. And the other reason that I was scared is because my producer was the one who made me aware of the story a few hours ago, and he was like, dude, it's a Hispanic guy. And I was like, fuck, don't tell me he's Venezuelan, bro. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. These Venezuelans, man, this trend in Aragua, this Aragua train, we can't keep doing this, man. Like, this is a problem. But it turned out he was Afghani. So we're okay. Hispanics, we're okay. Thank God. Dude, I really thought it was going to be Hispanics because of what my producer said. But it was an Afghani guy. So let's watch the news. Let's see what's happening here. This is what happened. They took these guys in. I don't think they're dead. Oh, yeah, Mr. Elu. He was like, fuck, dude, I thought we finally had one for you guys. And he's like, fuck, now the Muslims, now we're fucked again. So, yeah. So that's them getting the shooter. And I'm surprised they arrested him, dude, because normally when cops arrest someone that killed the cop, they kill them. They don't really end up arresting them. But as I said, dude, it's military, and I think it's military response. They kind of, dude, they don't care about that stuff. They actually just care about moving along. Let's see some more news about it here.
We've seen a difference in Washington, D.C. Crime is down
hold on,
significantly.
Chairman, hold on. We just got this. I need to get to it. This just in, sources are telling Fox News that the shooter is an illegal immigrant from Afghanistan who came in during Operation Allies, welcome under the Biden administration. And he overstayed that visa. All right, Chairman. So Fox News is learning that this person was here illegally, overstayed his visa, and that's who this shooter profile is.
So that's who it was. And we're showing you this for a reason, because I want to talk about it. Here's the same video again. Here we see shooting being investigated. So he used a handgun in the attack. Afghan national. The motive in the shooting has not been determined. The nature of the investigation could change. Dude, I don't know what this is. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to speculate and tell you it's an op because I don't know. It reminds me a lot of, I don't know, there's a movie they made about it, man, about this Dutch Apple store hostage situation. Dude, I think it happened in Amsterdam. Yeah, Amsterdam Apple store. If you look up Lead Zeppelin, you'll see it. They took a hostage in 2022. This African guy went into an Apple store in Holland, and he took people hostage. And no one knows why. They made a movie about it for Netflix, and they don't really understand his motives or what he was trying to do. He wasn't very clear with his demands. It seemed like it was just money in a car. And I'm normally, old Leo, like teenage Leo would say, it's an op! This guy was MK Ultra. It's a possibility, but I'm not going to drive anyone nuts. How does this happen? That's what I'm confused about. How does this actually happen? I'm not saying it's convenient. It's convenient for Palantir, right? And to end more civil liberties, which was going to happen anyway. I don't even think they need an excuse anymore. Trump doesn't give excuse me, Trump doesn't give a shit about like any plausible deniability. He don't give a shit about it. So why did this happen? My producer's wondering, dude, because he's confused. He's like, where do they find these Muslims? Because I've never found any of these Muslims. Like, where are they? And I'm like, that's true. Like, where are they finding these guys? Did they MK Ultra them? Did they do something to them? You know, like what's the big deal? I don't understand. They're saying he's illegal because he came in with Biden. Well, where else was he supposed to go? Back to Afghanistan? He didn't even work with the U.S. government in theory. So where else was he supposed to go? Why did he go nuts? Why did he go nutso mode? And everyone, of course, is like, oh, these illegals, these evil people, they're killing our National Guard. And this does not bode well for civil liberties, Muslims, and I think Hispanics too, bro, because the illegal thing is just going to crack down even harder. So if anyone has a theory as to why this happened, I'm all ears. I'm very confused as to how this is convenient to the Trump regime. If you want to go with a schizo theory or a mainstream theory, like why would this guy... There are no Islamist groups to take credit for this anymore. What's left? They're all gone. ISIS is gone. Al-Qaeda is gone. That's even the governments, dude. Like, not the Islamist governments, but the other ones. Like, fucking Assad is gone. Gaddafi's gone. Who's left to claim credit for this stuff? Like, this doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. So, let's catch up with the chat. And we're going to move on. We're going to do a quick break here and look at Tim Pool, who fell for some AI slop. I want to make sure we get to that today. And then we're going to move on to the rest of our stories. Mr. Elu says Tim Walz was National Guard. Are you sure he wasn't in the Navy? How you doing, Street Cat Munchies? No more cod, tartar sauce. Okay. Oh, yeah. Trump is using those National Guard as political fodder. He is looking for a way to create problems. He wants to use the Insurrection Act. I mean, can't he just do it already, Arya? I feel like we a lot of people of the left persuasion, they kind of think like, oh, Trump, if he does this one thing, I think he doesn't give a shit anymore, you know? So I don't really know. I'm not sure I buy it, Arya, you know? Street Cat says, they sent my dad to Vietnam. I hope he came back, man. That sucks. Arya says, it's an Afghani guy. Trump regime just approved his asylum. Oh, they say Biden, right? But, dude, it's Afghanistan after a war. People are going to get in, right? And I Everything says, I heard it was Biden. Biden did this? Interesting. Oh, that Biden let him in. I thought you meant that Biden did the shooting. All right. Arya says, the Islamophobia right now just exploded tonight. King Leo, your group is safe. Well, my group is safe. Arya, the fruit picker hate is at an all-time high. We're going to make a fruit picker hate. We're going to make a hate index for every minority group. We'll fucking throw white people in there too. Why not? You know? I don't feel safe. All right. Mr. Elu says, why was he there in the first place? Because the U.S. invaded Afghanistan. That's true. Look, you can take a real Malcolm position, you know, as a Malcolm fan, you know, chicken's coming home to roost. But I really feel I like the National Guard, dude. Like, the National Guard, they've only been a positive influence in my life where, dude, if a hurricane happens, you want the National Guard, you know? I do have a soft spot for them. And the Coast Guard. I like the Coast Guard. Coast Guard keeping drug dealers employed, you know? Arya says, Trump administration approved the guy's status, made him legal. Oh, okay. I think it says 4chan or some website. Quick, think of a new name. Oh, okay. And maybe, Mr. says, maybe the National Guard were deployed to Afghanistan. This is the White House. All right. Mr. Elu, what do you mean? No, the Navy thing was, maybe he was in the Navy, you know? Maybe Tim Walz was in the Navy. Nothing to do with his sexuality. Let's watch here Tim Pool freak out over AI, and let's watch.
Make parenting more affordable by making school year-round and going till 4 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock so you don't have to pay for childcare.
Okay, it's a short clip of Vivek Ramaswamy, a politician, a man who's running for office, saying to make school year-round from 3 to 4, and it's AI. The original audio has been replaced with fabricated audio falsely attributing statements about 4 p.m. to Vivek Ramaswamy. Here's the unaltered original video, if we can play it.
That bring down costs now, not in the distant future, but in the present. Bring down those electric bills by requiring AI data centers to pay for their own energy. Bring down housing costs by ending land use restrictions that stop new home construction. And you know what? Slash property taxes while we're at it. And let's make healthcare affordable by topping up health savings accounts. More on that soon. That's how we win this thing. Let's go get it done. Let's all.
Nowhere does he say this, but here's the thing. You have Dr. Amy Acton, doctor, advocate, and problem solver, running for governor to fight for Ohioans. And she just posted a false video of Vivek Ramaswamy advocating for something he never said. This should be, she should have liability on this. I believe that he should be able to sue her for publishing this. This is defamation. And you can argue that, well, she didn't know actual mouse. Yo, if we're playing this game, we are.
Right. Thank you, Tim Pool. The video shared by Amy Acton of Vivek Ramaswamy proposing year-round school is real, not AI altered as confirmed by Ramaswamy's own campaign spokesperson. The original video was later edited to remove the school comments. Dude, this thing, man, where at some point the IRS or someone's going to have to crack down on PBD, the master, and Tim Pool. These guys are doing political propaganda essentially for people. This is a Vivek Ramaswamy ad, and it's not even well done. Like the ad we saw PBD do for what's his name? For Ron DeSantis yesterday. So Tim Pool, dude, people are so irresponsible, man. They'll just watch this stuff and say it's fake, you know? And even if it's fake, it's so real. Vivek Ramaswamy is a weird nerd, and it's good that he gets in trouble. So, all right. We got to move on. So what's in our title? What do we have to do here? We actually are caught up, dude. So I think today we're actually going to be able to watch a lot of this. It's time for, you know what time it is.
Hang on. No, sorry. I hear you and I accept that and we'll leave it there. Thank you all very much. Say the M word. Go on.
You know it's Piers watch time, dude. Because I didn't even get to prepare, bro. Because he dropped this as I was getting ready for the show. Tucker Carlson interviewing the GOAT. That's why Tucker Carlson.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
And Tucker and Piers are men. They are hard men.
I like to get a bunch of men together.
Okay.
Men that are the hardest of the hard. And I want to be with these men.
So we have a great debate here, man. I'm going to skip to a section called transgenderism. And afterwards comes the F-word debate and the abortion debate for time. Because we're going to watch a wizard spar with... Is Tucker Carlson a wizard? Is he a low-level wizard? I mean, he might just be. So let us begin. Piers watch. Schofield says the Grand Wizard. Hey. Grand Wizard Tucker Carlson. That's a good one. Mr. Lou says Vivek's autistic X threat is enough to attack. Absolutely. Efra says, do you think AI is becoming concerning? Wait till we actually have AI agents talking to themselves. I think A2A is Google's protocol. It's going to get interesting, more like talking to each other. Efra, I had a really bad experience with ChatGPT this weekend, and it involved ChatGPT telling me to change something incorrectly on my laptop, and it ended up destroying my computer. So I'm not super bullish on AI right now, but normally I would agree that at some point it may become an issue if they actually become smart. But right now I'm kind of like an AI bear right now, just because I'm pretty pissed at ChatGPT. So I'll get back to you on that one once the pain has gone away. So let's watch here the two goats, I guess, debate transgenderism and the F word.
Yeah. The father Ted genius, right? And he decided to take on this whole trans issue head on. And a bit like J.K. Rowling, he got shamed, vilified, cancelled. He lost everything. He lost his family. He lost his jobs. He lost everything. Became unemployable. Completely cancelled. And he... As
we know, Piers likes to talk about the transgender thing a lot. He thinks it's very important. Woke is dead, but we still have to talk about it. And that's cool, because it's Piers, and he knows more than we do. So let's continue.
He did some jokes on X back in April. And they were just like harmless, right? He talked about a trans woman coming into a into a woman's space.
Harmless to you as a non-trans person, but genocidal to the
Of
trans
course,
community.
which again is ridiculous. So he did a joke about a trans woman coming into a woman's space, and he said, "What, you should kick him in the balls," right? It was a joke. It was a near-knuckle joke. If you're oversensitive, you go, "Ooh." Most people just laughed and took it for what it was. It's that kind of joke that wouldn't even be considered remotely controversial 10 years ago. When he arrived at Heathrow Airport several months later, he was arrested by 5 armed police officers and taken off to the cells. And I just found that utterly shocking. So I'm not pretending there's not been a massive problem about free speech. But what was interesting and encouraging was the public backlash. Hence my book title, Woke is Dead. The public backlash was so ferocious that within a week, the police said, we're not going to prosecute Linehan. And actually, they said further, we're never going to prosecute anyone for this kind of thing again. That was a moment when I went, we're finally getting a bit of
But that's
sanity
not.
back.
So the trans thing is absurd. It's so absurd that like it's easy for people to say that's absurd. What's actually happening here, as I think you know, is a society is being changed by its leaders against the will of the population. The population hates it. They've always hated it. No population wants radical.
This is interesting because Piers loves the trans point. And are we going to say he's wrong? Normally I would say, I'm tired of this. Massa, I'm tired of the trans whip. Please, I don't want to be hit with it anymore. But at this point, dude, if the wizard is saying it, then there's still some juice to be squeezed from that lemon. Okay, there's still juice. And I'm not going to question Piers Morgan because he's always right. And let's see what the F word is.
Demographic change? None. And so it's been so profound since 1997 under Tony Blair that you're not allowed to note that your country is being taken from you, okay?
What I should preface this with is that Tucker Carlson at this point, I've literally seen him say it, just comes out and says the great replacement is real, which are words that a few years ago you were in real trouble for saying, man. You were not allowed to say that. But at this point, I guess you're allowed to say the great replacement is real.
So you can criticize trannies all you want. You cannot criticize Israel, as you know. You're not allowed to criticize demographic change, and you can't criticize the rest of the fabled LGBT community. And if you don't believe me, listen to this story, which is like, it's unbelievable. This is from the Daily Mail, which is like kind of a ridiculous publication, but I
love the Daily Mail.
I do too. There's a lot about it I like, but I mean, it's like absurd. But anyway, Elizabeth Kinney from Tranmere. Have you read about this?
Go on.
She's a mother of 4. I think she's a nurse, and she gets beaten up by her boyfriend. He beats her up. She goes to the hospital. And she texts someone, a buddy of hers, a friend of hers, a girlfriend of hers, and describes the man who beat her up and sent her to the hospital as a, quote, faggot. It's a faggot.
Dude, bro! What? I did not expect that one, dude. I did not expect that one. I did not expect that. It feels like 2012 again. Well, no, like 2008. It feels like the Great Recession. Yeah, that's normal for me. Yeah, it's. Wow. All right. So I did not watch this beforehand. I swear to God, dude, because it came out right as we were coming on. And this whole section is called the F word debate. So we have to watch these wizards debate the anti-homosexual slur. I don't even... Are you allowed to say this on YouTube? Because this is posted to YouTube. That's crazy, dude. I'm going to clip that one. We're going to have them on the soundboard. That's a great one. Let's catch up with the chat. Wow, holy shit, man. Audio Vibe says, ChatGPT has been so incompetent lately. I guess, did it ruin your laptop of 5 years? Audio Vibes. Ephra says, no, I don't think they are smart, but the communication with each other and breaking stuff is the concerning thing. It is easy to destroy but hard to build. At some point, agents talking amongst each other will make everything exponentially broken and stupid. Dead end of the theory will be the least of our concerns. I can see that, Ephra. Like a lot of bloat built. Have you ever coded with ChatGPT? Because I'm not a good coder, so I use ChatGPT to code. It writes a lot of bloat, unless you literally tell it to get rid of it. And this was already a problem pre-ChatGPT where there was a lot of bloat online, and he's bringing in a lot of bloat. Go on, say the F word, Tucker. Does the Daily Mail come daily? And Miss Rita says the F word on the soundboard. No, I hope they actually say the F word. It's going to be very funny. It's going to be very funny. And Schofield says Piers British wiring thinking the F word is a handful of Lucy's. Let's see. Let's see how this goes, man. Interesting start. Let's see how this goes.
And she's arrested and convicted of a hate crime. The guy who beat her up is not arrested or convicted. And then she goes through this whole kabuki, which is now required, where she prostrates herself before the judge. I'm sorry, it was not a homophobic rant. By the way, you're allowed to be homophobic if you want in a free country. You can have any view you want. But no, because she used the word faggot, she's arrested, and the guy who punched her in the face was not. That story tells you...
Dude, was Tucker holding that in for like years, and now he lets it rip? That's crazy.
Everything.
Well, I don't know that story. If it's exactly...
Daily Mail, baby.
Okay.
Pictures of her and everything.
I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying I need to look into it. But if that is how you've told it, obviously it's ridiculous.
Would you say the word faggot on camera?
No.
Why?
Because
you don't want to get arrested, do you?
Doesn't want to be arrested.
Because he's a high-level wizard. He knows not to look uncouth. Now we know. Don't say that word because Piers Morgan does not say it on camera. Say it off camera if you have to.
Because it's so harmful to people?
No.
Is it like gay bashing? What's wrong with that?
No, actually, my whole issue with the whole trans debate, for example, is you don't need to slide into actually saying derogatory stuff about trans people to make the point that women's rights should be protected. You don't need to...
Well, I agree.
So what? I don't believe...
No, but it's a magic word.
I don't believe in needlessly sneering.
Well, I'm not smearing anybody. I just think...
But what, would you use that word?
Faggot?
Yeah.
I just did.
Yeah, but would you
faggot,
use
faggot, faggot.
Okay, but why?
Dude, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo! Whoa! Wow! Okay. And it's very funny coming off from Piers. I mean, it's in our title card. I'm going to add that one. Go on, say the N-word. He wanted someone to say the N-word. And he's here like, no, you can't say the F-word, man. You can't say that on camera. Would you say it? What black magic, Ouija board, black mass thing are these wizards cooking? This is crazy. And Tucker's trying to egg him on. He's trying, like, you say it. Oh my, this is fascinating.
Because you're not allowed to, because you're...
I'm allowed to.
Go ahead.
I don't want to.
Say, I love gay people. Faggot.
I'm allowed to. I just choose not to.
Dude, this has to be a troll. This is the greatest thing I've seen all week.
This chick just got arrested for it and convicted.
Right.
So that doesn't have a chilling effect on your ability to...
Look, there are people watching this who will be offended by the use of the word
I'm sure they
chick.
will. I'm not anti-gay. I never have been. I can use any freaking word I want.
Offended by the use of the word chick.
Chick. Okay, whatever.
Dare you be so sexist comparing women to chicks?
How about this? Let my life, the way that I actually live and treat people, be the testament to my heart. That's how I feel.
Right.
And if I've mistreated someone,
I don't
that
think
is
you, I don't believe. You correct me if I'm
Ms. Rulo says, if you say the F word 3 times into a mirror, Tucker Carlson appears. I always says, go on, say the F word, Piers. No, how would you say this, Tucker? Go on, say the F word, Piers. Full Joker mode. Wow. You can't say I don't bring the good slop. I can't figure out the real meaning of this interview, but they need a buddy cop movie, dude. Because Piers is like Danny Glover, you know. It's literally Lethal Weapon. It's I'm getting too old for this shit. And Tucker Carlson over here, you know, I hate minorities. I want to go beat him up. You know, like, he's literally Mel Gibson. You know, this is awesome. Maybe tonight's just entertainment. Maybe there's no deeper message. This is hilarious. This is so funny. Schofield says Tucker's saying it with his chest. Mr. Elu says Tucker was homophobic in college. I don't doubt it. Come on, he's like a, I don't know. Aren't these like Skull and Bones types? You know, like they do kind of like some gay stuff too. Yeah, I'm not accusing Tucker of being homosexual. I would never do that. He's a married man with children. And everything says Piers says the gamer word in closed doors. Oh my God. All right. Let's continue.
I'm wrong. I don't believe you would call a gay person a faggot to their face.
Yo, he said it. He said it. No, dude, no. Piers said it. My goat. What happened? What happened here? Do we have to drop this?
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
My goat just dropped the F word, everyone. Does that mean that what? My goat is saying the... All right.
I'm wrong. I don't believe you would call a gay person a faggot to their face.
Not in a mean way.
Right.
By the way, the only people I ever hear use the word faggot are gay.
Right.
Ever. Just like the only people you ever hear use the N-word are black.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So if you spend any time around gays, and I have spent a lot of time around gays, well, of course I work in television. I mean, half our staff was gay.
What the fuck is going on? I've spent a lot of time around gay. He has to be. People are saying he's a wizard. Audio mystery. He's a wizard. He's on my Mount Rushmore of wizards because this level of schizo posting IRL, dude. How I don't understand a loyal Tucker Carlson fan. I understand us here with our curiosity of what is he thinking, you know? But what is this? This is wild. Schofield says 90s rappers now vindicated. Irene says he tricked us saying he wasn't going to say the F word true. He can't keep getting away with it. Wow. How can you be a loyal Tucker Carlson fan, dude? This guy is a roller coaster. It's like being a loyal roller coaster fan. You're going to get brain damage at some point. This is a beast to observe. Wow.
Yeah, and they're great people. And they're the only ones who ever said, faggot, he's a faggot. I'd be like, I have no need to say the word. Actually, it's kind of an ugly word, to be totally
honest.
honest.
Know the argument they use, which is...
they don't use it. They use the word constantly. I've worked with them my whole life.
Well, I read a column, for example, about the use of...
But I'm not allowed to use it, but you are. I don't play those games, dude.
Listen, I'm going to make a point. I wrote a column for the Mail, actually, about the use of the N-word, and the Washington Post did a huge report on this and said that every day...
What? I'm learning new lore here. Piers wrote a whole article about using the N-word? This is high level shit, dude. No. No. This is... Who's higher than Dumbledore? No way. I need to read Piers Morgan's N-word article. We're going to look this up live, dude. Piers Morgan N-word article. There's no way. Where's the article? Where is the article? Piers Morgan branded as racist after he suggests the N-word should be eradicated from the English language using slave metaphors. The article titled, here we go, "If Black Americans want the N-word to die, they have to kill it themselves." He brought a graph in of the N-word. Look at this graph. Mike Tyson spoke to Piers about his prolific use of the word in his autobiography. Oh, hold the fort. What is going on? Hang on, I'm sending this in chat, dude. Let's educate ourselves. This is what? Oh my god! All right, let's continue, dude. Let's max out our time. Who's higher than Dumbledore?
On Twitter, as it was then, the N-word was used 500,000 times, but almost exclusively by young African-American men.
So it's cool.
This is real. This is the real African-American studies. What? Piers Morgan looked at Black Twitter to figure out what?
Well, they would argue, and I understood the argument.
Yeah.
It's they've reclaimed that word.
I don't believe in universal rights either. I think certain standards should apply to certain people based on their blood, but don't apply to everybody.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's what you're saying,
No,
dude.
I'm not, no, you out.
The standards have to be absolute, or they're not standards.
I was about to make my argument that I made in the column.
Sorry, you're getting me so wound up.
No, but I actually made the point in the column that I don't think that works. I don't think you reclaim it. What you actually do is you empower genuine racists to say, well, if they're using that word, I'm going to use it. And so I felt it was an entirely self-defeating reclamation of that offensive word. I would say the same to gay people. If you constantly use the F word in your own...
What's the F word?
Well, you know what? We've just been saying it. If you want to keep saying it, you keep saying it. I'm not going to keep saying it.
It's worse than fuck, isn't it?
To a gay person, from a straight person, yes.
From a straight person.
Okay, I figure, dude, this is a wizard summit. This is not what it is. They are deciding language. This is like when King Jong-un comes in and he looks at the Juche dictionary and takes out words and adds them. This is a public wizard talk. I'm going to sit my spick, fruit-picking ass down and listen to this. They're talking about what words we should use. This is linguistics, sociology, anthropology. A Leo live reaction. King Leo live Let me catch up with the chats. I'm losing my... This is crazy. This is not performative. I did not watch this at all. I didn't even know what F word they were going to talk about. I thought it was fuck. Jesus, man. Jesus. It is... And Mr. Lewis says, Piers Destiny arc reveals Piers Morgan Edward expert in the Washington Post article. That's so crazy. Ephra says, the real question is why the graph shows cycles. Does that mean this word is used less in the winter? That's Ephra. No way. Let me see that. Ephra's right. There's cycles to the N-word? Can you trade on this? Can you trade on the stock market on this? Dude, they got to make this a betting market on Kalshi or something. Or poly market. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is Mike Tyson. Piers are watching World Star Hip Hop. They're calling for Don Lemon. They're summoning Don Lemon. These wizards are summoning. Dude, maybe Don Lemon's going to make a great response video to this. It's going to be so funny. Arya says, wow, look at his hands. They are so white and fresh. And Mr. Elu says, this is like when they were making the King James Bible. Right, it's the KJV of the English language. N-word ETF. Dude, we need the N-word ETF. That needs to come. Go on then. Say the N-word. You just made me $1 million, Piers. Thank you. Please ask her to say it again.
But not from the gay person?
That's my point. I
thought
I understand the reclamation argument that they put up. That if they
reclamation,
that they're reclaiming the word and they're disempowering it.
It's fine. I don't care.
Slur.
I think that's kind of amusing, actually. I
just don't think it works. I think the more these words get used, then the more they'll be used.
Dude, Arya's dropping N-words in chat now too. Bro, is it 2007? What is going on? This is wild.
About words. I guess that's kind of what I'm saying.
Because I think it empowers people who are genuinely racist or homophobic to then use those words.
Okay, they're genuinely racist and homophobic. I don't care. Why don't you pick up the trash? Okay, that's kind of how I feel. And stop letting people from countries where they can't speak English come to your country by the millions. Like, don't the material...
How did we get to this? How did we get from... Can they debate the S word? Can we do spick? How did we get... That was a smooth transition. Whoa, smooth operator. What? Let me see this again. Let me see this mental jujitsu.
I don't care. Why don't you pick up...
Genuinely racist or homophobic to then use those words.
Okay, they're genuinely racist and homophobic. I don't care. Why don't you pick up the trash? Okay, that's kind of how I feel. And stop letting people from countries where they can't speak English come to your country by the millions. Like,
it's called the weave. It's called the weave. We go from the F word to the N word to picking up the trash to kill all the immigrants. This is high level. High level. Wow. And everything says, wow, pride, God, love you in the chat. Riley Reed is, all right.
Don't the material things matter? Don't the actual things matter? Your father lying on a cot in a public hospital?
I do think that people, when they come to a country, should try and learn the language.
Of course, but what? I'm not.
What language? Should they learn the F word and the N word?
I'm just saying, the whole debate about what words are allowed and by whom is, first of all, insane because, again, standards mean nothing unless they apply to everyone because we believe in human rights, not group rights or ethnic rights. We're against that because we're against the Nazis, right? So there's that. But it's also a distraction from what actually matters. If your dad is spending hours, I'm sure he was a Brit and he spent his whole life here paying taxes, and that's what he gets. It's like we should be having
completely unacceptable.
But it is acceptable. That's the problem.
No,
and
it's
instead,
not.
we're arresting that girl for saying faggot.
Well, the two things,
or as we say here, the F word.
I need to clip this.
And instead, we're arresting that girl for saying faggot.
Dude, Tucker, I need to meet this man. I came close to meeting him once. I need to meet this wizard. I need to meet him. This is insane. And he's in it for the love of the game. Just look at his face.
Well, the two things...
Or as we say here, the F word.
Yeah. No, like I said, I don't know that story. I'll look into it. But I do... If that
Does
is...
she look like a faggot user to you? She looks too nice.
Come on.
Sorry.
Behave yourself.
No, I can't. I
know you can't.
They're making me want to say that because it's so outrageous that you would arrest someone for a word.
Tucker Carlson has been possessed by the spirit of woke in order to say the F word? What? Get a Episcopalian priest in here. What? I thought woke was dead. It's possessing Tucker Carlson to say the F word. All right, this is wild. I'm going to finish this on my own. It's midnight. This is so good. I'm gonna put it in the chat, man, because you guys have to watch this, bro. This is the greatest thing I've seen all day. If you don't watch this and you don't want to be a high level wizard, you don't want to be a high level wizard. Here you go. Wow. My God. All right, let's catch up with the chat. That's really something. That was Piers Watch.
Hang on. No, sorry. I hear you and I accept that and we'll leave it there. Thank you all very much. Say the M word. Go on.
Arya says, but look at the article and what Piers tracked in the graph. It's not even the actual word. It ends in an A. All right. Are we the N-word anthropologists? I'm totally... Dude, I love studying African American and vernacular English. I really was confused when Finna came out, when it was more popularly adopted by younger people. And I was like, let me learn about this. And I got into how tenses work in AAV. I'm always down. Mr. Ela says, slurs are usually the first words one learns in a new language. Love him saying the Yeah, I guess so, right? Yeah. Yeah, dude, I would like to learn... I mean, that's true. Even within languages, right? You go to Spain and you learn all of the anti-Latino slurs first. You're right. Arya says, King Leo, is your trajectory aiming to become a wizard? I am trying to get to wizard level. I'm an apprentice right now. I'm almost certified in hypnosis. I stopped my magic classes, but I'm going to get all my magic classes on. I'm going to get on my magic shit. And I'm going to start doing juggling. I have a theory of jugglers, which comes from medieval times. I might actually bring it up. IW says Latinx is a slur, and Efra says Latinx is a disgusting term. Just know. You know. Eos, AS, and AS, right? With that, everybody, as you can see, I took the names off the credits because people like Efra, Robert, Audio Vibes, you guys come in here at the Chiron at the bottom. And these little pink crowns. Haluche, anyone who donates or becomes a member or anything will be down here because I feel like it's cooler than the actual. If you guys want it back in the credits, I can put it back in the credits, but I think it's kind of cool here because your name gets blasted a lot more times. So I appreciate all you guys, all you supporters out there, all you viewers and watchers. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I think I'm going to stream, man. I think I'm going to stream for a short show. We'll do like an hour. Maybe it's just a schizo watch. But why not? I mean, we're all going to eat, and then what, you know? Not hanging out. You know, maybe when I was younger, you know, hanging out at the Latino party, yeah, you know, but it's, I know all these people. What's the point? Maybe come in here, stream for an hour or so. What else are we going to do, you know? Maybe we do that. I'll eat some pork, and I'll be here, and I'll be in a food coma, you know? But we'll have some fun. We're making turkey, so it should be interesting. Turkey and pork. So I appreciate you guys, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Black Friday, we should be here, because I already have a laptop, so we're good. Appreciate everyone tuning in. You guys are great, and I will see you tomorrow.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye. 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 Change the world. My final message.